All right, guys, today we're doing a throttle body coolant bypass on the LT1. So basically what you want to do first is you want to drain your coolant level down so you don't have such a mess to clean up. All right, so the first thing you do is drain your coolant reservoir tank down. All right, once you do that, then you want to remove this hose, which was here on the most bottom nipple or protrusion from your throttle body on the passenger side. Okay, this little short hose went in between that last nipple and this steam pipe right here. Okay, as you can see, we had to cut this one off because it was stuck on. So I had to cut it with a razor to get it off. But you can see we got our reservoir, coolant reservoir routed straight to the steam pipe. Okay, that's how you bypass the throttle body. Now, this hose originally went here to the front of the throttle body on the right side of your L filter tube right here. Okay, now as you can see, I got some other stuff going on. So this is basically a throttle body coolant bypass with a twist. All right, guys, now that I got it bypassed, going directly into the steam pipe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have basically cold air or fresh air from the front of the car coming in to the front of the throttle body, as you can see here. Then we're going to have this hose connected to the other nipple that the coolant was running through. Okay, so that's going to be the third nipple down, all the way at the bottom of the throttle body. We're going to put this hose, and then as you can see, it will just be able to vent. Then I got this hose coming through here, tucked under the air box. All right, guys, tucked under the air box, runs right here on the side. And then there's a little tiny filter right there. All right, guys, that's that filter. We got everything finished up. Just wanted to get a better shot. So we got the filter tucked there right behind the driver's side headlight. And then that's where the other line went, to the steam pipe that ran coolant through it. So now we bypass that. So now this recirculates back around. And that's how you get fresh air, which should lower the temp as well, you know. So instead of disconnecting the coolant and just doing the bypass on the LT1, I wanted to cap it off at first. And then I had an idea, instead of blocking it off, let's just run a hose system to get cooler air in through the front. All right, guys, so we got everything buttoned up. As you can see, just finished our throttle body coolant bypass, and then we installed a cool air filtration line with a T on it that goes into the front of the throttle body. Other hose comes out of the side of the throttle body where the old coolant line used to be. It just tees up. All right. I didn't want to leave it open-ended because I didn't want any hot air going back from the engine bay into the throttle body. All right, guys. And then our filter that's tucked in here brings in the fresh, cooler air. Don't know if it'll give you any gains, but it should keep the temperature a little bit lower as opposed to just bringing in hot air in from the engine bay, you know, just leaving the caps off, or because some people cap them off. So if you leave those caps off, or if you cap it off, you know, the heat just builds up and it just stays right in there, you know, just the regular temperature of what the throttle body would get without the coolant running through it. All right, guys, so just wanted to try something out, try something different, and just hook us up some air hoses to it. All right, so just remember, as a recap, drain your coolant reservoir down first. All right, guys, because when you go to take the coolant line off from the front of the throttle body and from the side of the throttle body, if you don't drain it down, you're going to get a lot of coolant that's going to spill over the sides. All right, so I drained mine down, and then I stuffed some old rags, and then I had a trash bag to kind of block off, tucked under the rags to block off as much as I could, just in case if any coolant, you know, came out of there. You know what I mean? Because you do have your OptiSpark right behind your water pump, your distributor, OptiSpark distributor. So you want to make sure, excuse me, it's pretty cool out here. It's about 40-something degrees, but you want to make sure that you try to prevent that as much as possible, okay? You don't want a bunch of coolant and antifreeze just running down onto your OptiSpark. All right, guys, all done.